Hello, what is going on? It is live stream time. I'm a little bit early, but we're just going to chill. We're going to have a good time. Fun fact, right before stream, I upgraded my Astro site to use Biome. Biome is a pretty cool alternative to tools like Prettier and ESLint. And you'll see that it claims to be 30 times faster, 35 times faster. So hopefully we'll see some improvements here. Not totally sure yet, but I wanted to give this a go before. It's kind of the boring stuff, right? You install something, you run it in the background. So today we're going to spend our time looking at Tailwind 4.0. And let's move this to live stream. What is this called? All right. All right, let's see. Let the people know. What's going on, Ritesh? We are just getting stuff done today. So we're just kind of getting started here. Feel free to follow me on the social medias. I came up with this. Are you liking my ASCII? This is a new feature that I got working more. We've got a green screen behind me, so I should be looking a little bit sharper today. We're moving up in the world, as they say. All right. So we're going to do the upgrade. Holy shit. It's actually done. We've tagged Tailwind 4.0. So I've been following Adam. I even asked him in Twitter, how would I look up Adam Watham Josh Medeski? So it's been a while. Current setup makes me want to start using Tailwind. Where was this? I know that I talked to him about it, but he was like, hey, it's coming, hey, it's coming, hey, it's coming. And here it is. It finally came. So I'm looking forward to the more performant CLI for sure. Everybody likes 10 times faster to up to 100 times faster. There is some new CSS features that I could play with, although I don't know if I have a strong need for them right now. However, what's going to be the most impactful to me is the ability to theme CSS variables. So that's kind of the main thing. And what I've seen is a lot of my tooling around this is upgrading to 4 already, including Astro. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the upgrade guide. And there may be an automated upgrade tool that we can try to use. And we can sort of cross our fingers and see what happens if we Tailwind V4. We can just see what happens, right? So it upgrades the package. The other big piece is Astro. We have a global file. So we do have to import it, right? And what version is this all going to be on? I'm hoping that this is all up to date with the new Tailwind. So we would add it. It goes into the Astro config file. Should include Tailwind. Tailwind. So Astro.js Tailwind would be another thing that we'd want to upgrade to version 6. So let's upgrade it. Cool. Gives us a new version. Then we need a global source styles. Right. So we do need that. So source styles global. And then we have to import Tailwind. I can do that. And then in our layout, I should have a root layout file, right? All pages. We have this layout, right? We would import styles global CSS. Is that the path? Cool. That is the path. Then we don't mess with the preprocessor. Tailwind is its only path. And let's see if this is working. It looks like you're trying to use Tailwind directly as a post-CSS plugin. So we don't want to do that anymore. We need to finish the upgrade guide. So the plugin for, I don't think there is post-CSS. There isn't. Post-CSS is in my lock file. That's not what I care about. Vite. So in the Vite, it's always Vite. Vite config. That's for testing. Astro config. Is it there? Let's see if anyone has something to say about this. Issues, Tailwind CSS 4. Okay, so we're not quite there yet, but I remember releases. I could try adding. Nope, that's going to break. That's going to break. You could try adding Tailwind this way. Version 4. Yes. So it says you must import this in your shared layout, which we've done. And now our Astro config, we want to remove that from the integrations, and it's becoming its own Vite plugin. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I'd expect, although it's not necessarily obvious. Is that enough? So now the question is, let's go back. Is that error going to go away? You guys are seeing that? That's funny. Close. Back to the browser, localhost, and it's not perfect. See, there's some artifacts here, but it's definitely valid. Yeah, so there's like styling, the colors are off. And that's to be, sorry for the flashbang. So that's to be expected. So what did they say? We're removing deprecated utilities. So BG opacity goes away. Do we have any uses? We sure do. So instead of black, we'd say black/20. I think we're gonna remove that. Okay, we're doing good. What's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome in. So that's all the opacity stuff. Opacity. I think with the dev workflow guide, it's the same. So let's go to that page. Free guide. Yeah, so we see these elements. The styles have changed. What did we say? Dev workflow. All right, so let's look at this. This is the header, layout header. We have this clever pattern. What is this called again? I think this is part of the workflow guide. Dev workflow intro. Is that going to be right? Our hero has this element here. What is this thing called? It's like behind the scenes. I think it's an SVG. Yeah, rectangle. Here we go. This is it. SVG. Oh, interesting. So it is part of this. The radial gradient. I see that. There's a lot more in here. Why is the DOM element rendering it weird? It's like, we could try removing it. Yep, that's definitely it. So it's a pattern with a path, and then it's another SVG with another path. So the question now is, does Tailwind UI have a better version of this? I feel like it was part of a template. I might be all right with just removing it and finding an alternative in the future. Right? Yeah, that's a tmux status. So the first line is my tmux status. The second chunk is called getmux. It shows me all my get data in my tmux status bar. And this little icon here is, these icons at the end are my active windows. So this is a plugin that I wrote. It's called Nerd Font Window Names, I think, tmux Nerd Font Window Names. And then up here, I have a Lua line title bar, I think is what it's called. And it also shows me local git diffs and the name of the current file. So pretty handy. So I guess that's going to just go away, unfortunately. I could replace it with something better in the future, but from what I can tell, it's all pretty good. My GitHub repo card, what did I say? My GH repo is missing something. GH Lite isn't being honored. So all this stuff has to be converted, which is funny because I already went out of my way to make these variables. So the fact that we're changing that now is going to be really simple. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I like my setup. It's nice and simple and clean. I can actually change the background color. That one was pretty. That was a little distracting though. I think we'll go back to the other one. There we go. It didn't work, Albert, at first, so I ran it, and it definitely didn't know what to do. So far, what's been working is that I manually reinstalled the Astro Tailwind plugin, and it started the process. But it didn't know how to do everything, and it didn't do it very well. So that's where we're at right now. PM format. Cool. So what I'm seeing is I'm not as worried about these. So in my upgrade guide, we have to swap out those. We have to swap this stuff out. We have to include the new import, which we've done. And then basically they're saying deprecated, renamed and deprecated. All right, so deprecated. So we just need to make sure that we're getting all this right. What is this? Opacity 20. What is this thing? Hero intro? That would be the top of the site. Oh boy, did I break the dev script? No, I removed it. Cool. This is super annoying. We need to make that stop. Which, you know, upgrade scripts don't always work exactly right at the beginning. I've waited about a month. I think it's been 3 weeks since TailwindCSS 4 came out. So I'm still kind of an early adopter here. The home page, right? This background. Yeah, the background's looking fine now. So that's that. I don't know if I need to go through every one of these on stream. I don't think I'm going to have used many of them. Is there like all of these are opacity dash? Okay. And then this guy, I don't think I've used any of these. Definitely not. And then some rename stuff. So like shadow. Shadow. Nope, not used. Blur. Blur, blur, blur. No. Oh, hold on. Was that one? Blur? That's just the sizing. So I can blur larger items. Same with like rounded. I don't think I was doing this. Rounded. Okay. So what I might want to do is search and replace rounded. Is that going to be the only one? So it becomes small. This is our GH repo. Well, that's one of the things we were just looking at, wasn't it? On a post. This guy. Rounded small. Let's see the computed border radius. Right? Is Tailwind going to be aware? Failed. All right, so Tailwind LSP isn't working in this context. That's interesting. I don't think it'll be too hard to fix. All right, let's just keep digging through this. Back to the upgrade guide. Right, so these get swapped out, no problem. Space between selectors change. The container configuration's different. Default border colors change. Now, how do I actually upgrade the colors? Using a prefix. Cool. Custom utilities. Not doing. Variant stack ordering. Not really messing with. Using the theme function. Theme values. What's the main thing? The main thing is the color changing. So do I need to just start from the beginning? Because if we go to the bottom of the site, we're going to see these colors are working. But we see the custom colors that I've assigned don't work. So the thing I'm confused by, well, I need to go back to the blog post. One of the biggest changes is the shift from configuring your project in JavaScript to doing it in CSS. Instead of your config file, the new CSS first configuration gets moved to here. So that's fine. I understand, but what am I supposed to do with the code? So if I have this Tailwind file, we need to close that. What is happening? Close manually. Oh, yep, type unknown, I know. So let's see if Copilot knows what to do. All right. Response and URL in, and why does this still not work? All right, this is something we'll deal with later. So we'll just reset this hunk. All right. We'll probably have to deal with this at some point, but I need to learn how this part works. So if I have a theme, which I put it in the public, where did I put that originally? Theme.css. Layout head. So that goes away. And basically this whole thing goes into the new global CSS. And then the real question is, how do we reconcile the old Tailwind config with the new variables? Yeah, that's my bad. See, it's like I think I have a lot of images that are downloading right now. I need to do something more efficient on the home page. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. I might just drop that cool feature because I need to turn it into a single image. So when you go to the web page, it's like all of these are little tiny images, and apparently they're not optimized. Although I thought I had a good sizing, it's a bit overwhelming. So there's like a million images here, and I need to realistically just make it one. So I'll fix that today. So all this stuff, like the colors. Let's just go with like the primary color. I think this goes away. Astro does have a way to build images. We've used it before. It's just not being efficient. So I need to do a better job. Neutral. So if I just drop those, I have my root. Color dash thing. Is it that easy? So I have like base colors. I don't think this is the file that I want. All right, let's try this one. All right, let's try this one. So the GH color, instead of having theme.css, this is me in 2023. Right, so I think this is the built code, which we don't necessarily want. Styles global. I kind of want to figure out where this color was defined. Ah, that's what I'm looking for. So I don't want that theme color. I want this guy. So all of this is going to go in here. So it's not theme. It's all coming back to me now. Invalid color. Well, that's good to know. Invalid color. Well, that's also good to know. Should I go up? So now the variables should be in the CSS file. The place I had put them before let's just delete theme for today. Global. And then we do theme, right? Theme. So that's theme. So there's going to be a whole set of documentation on that. And then the variables takes all your design tokens, makes them available as CSS variables by default. So you can reference any value you need anytime at runtime, yeah, with CSS. Yep, that's right. So this becomes something where instead of having all of these colors manually in the Tailwind config, we didn't do it here, but I'm gonna show off how it works today. So we're gonna convert these to use GHlight color GHlight for each line. So that's it. These become GHlight, GHdark, GHlink, and it should have fixed itself. Look at that. So that's it. That's how it works. Pretty easy, right? Now, from what I remember, Vim macros are useless now. You're funny. Guys, LOL, Vim macros are useless. I don't like to do Vim macros as much as I used to because you can use natural language to explain what you want. And I use Copilot. Copilot's really pretty good now at going, yep, that's exactly what you want. Got it. I'll do it. Even when I have to do complicated stuff and repeat it throughout different places in the code, I just create that natural language sentence and I process the lines of code in multiple files. I just repeat the process. So neutral, primary, CTA, uncommon, successful. You know what's funny? This format is something that I had chosen sort of arbitrarily in the past, and it's exactly what ended up being used. It's like literally, I don't need to change anything. Pretty much all of this goes away. Black and white, error warning. Yeah. I mean, all of this just goes away and it just works. Where do I use fade in is the question. So fade in. Post layout on the URL. Got it. It's still working. If I remove this, it's still working. Okay, what's going on? Why is it still working? Is CSS working? Ugh, this stupid Chrome. Chrome, stop doing this. What do? We say, don't do picture in picture. There we go. I'm still using Arc. Yeah, this is Arc. I really like Arc, you guys. I'm sad that they've stopped paying attention to it, and I have Zen downloaded, but I don't think Zen is quite up to par, so it's hard to justify making the switch. But yeah, I'm still on Arc. I was talking to some people about yeah. It has been sometimes a battery hog, other times it hasn't been. So it's like, I don't know. It's like it is a battery hog sometimes, but it hasn't been enough for me to be like, I can't use it. Oh, this is my old website. This is why. 8888. This would tell me what's going on. Posts. Let's go to this post. So the fade in is jarring and not working anymore. So let's tailwind. Let's keep this guy for now. What is this content shift? I hate that. That's awful. Does it look like it's fading in? No, not really, right? So what we need to do is we need to put this here. Convert JS object to use the same pattern as the CSS var. Example, keyframes fade in. I don't know how these values get converted. How would I do a keyframe animation? Custom keyframe animation. Let's see if we get a useful answer. In your theme directive, you would do this. Okay. So it's keyframes fade in. Keyframes fade in. That value turns into this. I don't know if I can do percentage. So then how? Oh, that's my dogs. Oh, dogs. They're easily distracted. Okay, so we are close. We are really close, actually. Theme animate fade in. Definitely looks like this. So animate fade in 0 S. Who's actually mad at this? Biome expects a comma. Why does Biome care about this? All right, well, we'll get to it. At keyframe called fade in. So is this one also Biome? Yes. Okay, so Biome is like, what the hell is this? I don't know what to do. I don't like it. So fair enough, Biome. You go ahead and not like what I have to do here. So then this is what? Opacity here. Let's see if Missing a quote. I have to remove them. It's fine. Oh, look at that. It's like, no, don't do that. And we need to add that back. Oh, it is right. I just had I had bad syntax, which kind of carried itself down. All right, fine. So that all goes away. Do I even use the config anymore? I don't think so. I think it goes away. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I just talked to Carlos today. He's doing well. This is a good interview if you haven't seen it. How do I actually tell if it's working? It appears fadey any, right? That's totally the valid way of phrasing that. How about an image? So the fade in. I think I need. Did I remove the fade in? I think I did. So this. So this needs to be reset. Animate fade in. Animate fade in. Cool. So this is on the parent, right? YouTube URL gets faded in. It's the iframe of the thing. So we need to go to a video. That was interesting. Oh boy. So on the iframed element. Hey, thanks for the introduction. I'm quoting the video. This should. There's a button. When you push it, it's an iframe. Is my iframe up here? It is, isn't it? All right, cool. Animate fade in. Animate duration. How about that? That's good. Animate delay, animate direction, animate whatever. So then the actual animation name here, fade in, should be applied to this, which assigns the right value. So it appears to be right. That's good to know because I didn't quite understand how that kind of stuff worked. I have reduced motion on. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Ian? Hi. You weren't here. What are you doing? It's Friday your time, right? You're busy working. You're missing out on all the good stuff. Basically, all of this I had already done because I liked the idea of using CSS variables. So I had named all of this pretty much exactly the same. I didn't have to change anything. We just moved it to a different place and removed the custom overwrites. So I had already been using it to overwrite certain values. But now, like more officially, we are using them as a first party value directly on Tailwind 4, which is awesome. I'm excited. All right, so why is this not working? BG, background color. is white. Do I need to convert these colors to HSLA? Is it actually going to convert them to HSLA? There we go. I don't know if I want to do that on all of them automatically. I might need to see if I'm in a stable place and start committing some stuff. Exaggerate it. I love it. So we go 5 seconds. Let's do it. Oh yeah, look at that. We don't want to like disrupt the user, but look at that. Woo. That's actually kind of funny. I wonder if I was just too short. That's really funny. Good idea, Albert. Okay, so cool. It totally fades in. And if you're like click happy, then that's on you. That's on you, boo. So I guess that's fine. We'll just leave it as is. That's a very good idea, though. That's funny. All right. So then, can I? If I want to do dark themes, I want to like swap out default and subtle, because I am using default values and subtle values instead of hard-coded numerical color values. Oh, we've got to animate it. We got to. I don't know if it's going to understand what that means. Keyframe. Oh, no, it's not. Hilarious. Yep, let's transform it. Yes, yes. You guys are dumb. I kind of love it. We have to. We have to. Oh, it's so funny. Okay. I'm going to be so distracted if I do everything in the comments. So tell me the weirdest, strangest thing, and let's see how distracted you can get me. What was I doing? Man, people. Star Warp? Yes. Okay, don't hate me, Ian. I'm going to get super distracted now. In our wallpaper, what do we have? I have lots of wallpapers, but my gradients, I have this light speed thing, and I don't recommend this, and I don't think it looks great, but we can totally, we could totally turn this on. Wallpaper, animate. I think it's called GIF, right? GIF. You're going to love this. You're going to love it. Look at that. How amazing. I don't even know how good it looks on stream. Is this like visible? Like, are we understanding? I think that's pretty dumb. The Starship one is a weird one. But this year, Ian, maybe in a few upcoming stream, I'm going to mess around with how do we like add and or remove that kind of layered stuff on WesTerm programmatically so that we can mess around with it and have some fun. They look like blurry streaks. Well, on my studio display, I've cranked up all those settings that we talked about, right? Front end web GPU, which uses like a really good graphics. I think it uses Metal, maxed FPS, and the power performance, high performance for me is like, this is like buttery smooth sitting at this desk staring at my display. I don't expect it to translate very well to stream. So I might turn it off just for that sake. But I also love WesTerm, Ian. I've become quite a fan. The real question, if I actually get back to what I was doing, is, can I convert to this value? I think is what I would prefer. So have you guys heard of this? Oh, what is this? It's like a new color standard. And the gamut, like the range, represent colors in a way that's more perceptually uniformed than older color models. Pretty cool that they're capable of like improving the way in which we render colors on a browser level. So kind of cool. This came with, they talk about it here. Oh, what is this? OCHL. They talk about it somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Modernizing P3 color palette. So very cool that they went through the trouble of doing that. These are my colors. I think I might just say to this. Let's see how good a job Copilot does. Maybe my site's going to look really ugly after this. How's it doing? How's it going? Oh, it did it. Is it just all the colors are awful now? Oh, they look good. They look about the same, which is what we're going for here. Yeah, everything's looking okay. All right. And then let's go back. So does this just go away? What do we do with plugins? No external plugins required. But like what is it? GitHub, Tailwind, CSS typography plugin. What I want to know is this guy? Ah, that's how it works. So I probably need to update this to the latest version. Install, save dev, save exact, latest. If there's an update. Why is the Astro Tailwind looking at a bad unmet peer dependency? I know dash D works. I just like to know that I'm doing exactly what I think I'm doing. So that's it. So then the Tailwind plugin goes away, theme goes away, content isn't necessary. You just rip it, right? I think that's right. I think you just do that. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so the typography thing is not working. That's wrong, right? So if it's not working, I need to, did I not add it to global? Am I being dumb? And I didn't actually put it in yet? Where did it go? Did I close it? No. This goes here. And then it should work. Hey, it totally does. Okay, that's why it was looking weird. I was worried about Carlos. I was like, why are the links not working and the spacing off? So I get my plugin back. Guys, that's really the main point. That's really how this thing works. I think we're done with the majority of it. So what we're going to do is get a sense of what's here. We're removing that. We're updating that. And let's actually take a look. So a few of these values are going to change. Astro convict, we probably need to do a better job with this. We'll probably just put this here. And we're going to stage. All right. Package, Tailwind Vite. What's up? My dog's smelling. She's her sniffer's on the hunt for something. We're swapping some of these out. We're importing this on the global layout. We're dropping the CSS variables from the header. We are removing the bad SVG element. We added the new one. All right. So feature, add, switch, upgrade. What are we doing? We're upgrade to Tailwind CSS version 4. So upgrade the packages, move the CSS variables to new global CSS. We update the Astro config to use Vite plugin, and then we convert all colors to that. And check this out. When I save this, I have a watch. I'll just show you what happens. If I save this, we get confetti. Oh my gosh. So I figured out with NeoGit as a really small thing, NeoGit. This just makes me happy. Events. There's just an event called NeoGit commit complete, and I can open the raycast confetti with -G so that it doesn't like try to change focus. But I thought that was very fun and super random. So I think I'm going to add dark mode. It hasn't even been an hour yet, so we're making pretty good time. I am a little concerned. Look at the colors. They are different. These colors here are different. I can, from my monitor, I can tell. Crazy. All right, so let's add dark mode. So to add dark mode, radix, I think there's a good way to, oh, let's not do that. Dark mode, setting light in dark mode themes. Wait, hold on. Dark mode. This is the blog. This is the site. Dark mode. If you want the dark theme to be driven by a CSS selector instead of this, you have to overwrite it. So I don't want to do that. So now, if we go to the layout and we add body class name dark, and I go to my global CSS file, and how do we set a theme? So now what they're saying is I have to add this. Does this go up here? It does. Is my site dark now? No. Theme variables. How does this guy work? So if I was to say I want the whole theme to be overwritten and changed, there is a way you do it. I forget the syntax. So you have @theme. Oh, look, they mentioned animations here. Using the variables. So here's one set of colors. How do I do this? They talk about it. Don't they talk about it? Takes the design tokens, makes them available as CSS variables by default. Has anyone messed with this yet? Do you guys have a sense of how this works? By the way, I think, are going to disable this. It's not going to serve you guys very well, and I kind of want my other image back. Where is it? There. Oh, that was it. That's what I wanted. Cool. This one I made in Midjourney. I really like it. There's been all the ones that you're seeing today I made in Midjourney recently. So how do I override a theme? So I have these colors, theme, and then I have them all assigned. And then I want to overwrite them. Where do I put that? Because there's a way that you actually assign dark. That's not it. Dark mode. So this is the old way of doing it, where you just say, I'm going to explicitly add a value, and when that value is used and overwritten, when the theme is found, data theme. Maybe it's data theme. Try that. Index. What did I call this? This is the layout head. Actually, we need to make sure that we get rid of this. View transitions is deprecated. I need to look into that. All right, so layout. It's like this, right? Did I kill it on accident? Okay, I got bad news. It's not working yet. So is it data theme dark? There's like a you name it, right? Theme dark. You name it. And then it just works? No. Why doesn't it just work? So the background of the site, background, color background. So if I do BG background on the header, okay, now we're getting somewhere. So I thought it was BG white and then text black. And then what's supposed to happen, maybe I didn't do it, is black becomes this and white becomes this. Now the color's bad. The color's definitely bad. But we're on the right path. So this is the default and the subtle. Why is this green? Oh, because my color should be like that. Okay. So let's go back to here. This becomes 1 and 0. Black and white, foreground and background. All right, so we're off to a good start. But why are the colors off? So get rid of that, get rid of that. The background white, text black, data theme dark, excuse me. And then when we swap them, zero and one, 1 and 0. What's up, Mark? And then the GitHub color stuff is going to change. So make these colors on the opposite side of the darkness scale. I don't know if it's going to know what that means, but we can try. Hey, kind of. Kind of. Okay. So it's not going to look great yet, but we're getting there. So what I am curious about is why are my defaults and subtles not working? So to my knowledge, default would go, what is this? Let's start from the beginning. So we have like a link here. Let's go to the very beginning. So Twitter and GitHub. So if we go to header, we've got our links, and I think I pass in icons. So like the GitHub icon is using an arbitrary value. So we'd have to do like this. And that's not good enough? Or is that is maybe what I'm thinking. Does it know that it's in dark mode? Or is it not going to acknowledge the dark theme? Data theme dark. Current color. Oh. Data theme dark. It should computed color 100. Oh, right. Let's go further. Path. Fill current color. All right. So we're getting closer. Color is this darker color. So, oh man, it wasn't working well for you on your phone? Bummer. So if we get rid of this, it should just work. Yeah. So we're going to have to be more specific because I'm doing the data theme overwrite, not the theme overwrite, right? Right? So then I just have to decide before I go fixing all of these. So basically, this idea of dark colon is in conflict with the pattern that we assigned up here, where we say where dark, right? So if I get rid of that, we're going to see that the data theme is dark because the theme is dark. And if I swap to light mode, is it going to work? No. Okay, it's not working yet. Oh, because I have it physically overwritten on that file right here. So now if I swap, does it swap back? No. So it becomes one of those things that dark BG white, dark BG text white. So if I swap between them, is it going to automatically detect it? By default, this uses the prefers dark color CSS media feature, but you can also build sites that support toggling dark mode manually by overriding the dark variant. Yes, I know. We were just going over this. To use a data attribute instead of a class, overwrite the dark variant with the selector. I know. So if we're looking at my site, we're in dark mode. And if we switch back to light mode. Do I have to refresh? No. It just straight up doesn't care. Oof. So this works, and this does not. So we switch back. Does not. Okay, so I don't know what causes this. Oh, I know why. I think I'm being dumb again. I'm pretty sure this is 0 and 1. Black is 0 and that's 1. And then 1 and 0. How about that? Okay, but it still doesn't seem to care. Body, text black. That means the color is 100. If we switch it and we refresh, color's still 100. So color var black. Maybe this isn't how you do it. I just don't understand this yet. I'm not getting how this works. Disconnect between the chair and keyboard? Yeah, maybe. So we have a theme. Yes. And then you're supposed to name it something else. Why does this not work? Theme dark. Because what I want to do is have lots of themes. I might even make a light theme and a dark theme for different pages or something. These guys had talked about building out local storage and having a flipper, some little inline JavaScript that looks at the preferred method and then attaches dark to as a class. So they were saying like you don't astro dot dark mode. So astro build dark mode. Why am I not getting what I expect? Yeah, so they're saying do this. I guess this goes where? This goes in a script in line. This is going to go in our layout file for now. Let's just try this. Script is in line. Layout. We'll put it up here. And then our dark mode. I kind of like the idea of letting someone toggle it manually if they want. But really, all that I care about is we then have to assign it as a class on head by doing this. So what we're doing is we're forcing. Does this go at the top? It does. All right. So what we're saying is, hey, Astro, you're going to do this. My question is this the right syntax? I don't know yet if it is. So it's in dark mode. And then we switch to light mode. So our class is there. And then I might need to check the application dark. Nothing. Flashbang. I can see what mode I'm in, but you guys can't when I switch. You don't mess with Tailwind much, Mark? Yeah. I've been using Tailwind almost full time for like 5 or 6 years. 5 years? I'm a big fan, but I don't like the dark mode, light mode stuff, if you can tell. And I think we're close, but there's something I'm missing. The main concept of what I'm being thrown by is I don't think the theme is what sets the overwrite. So I the only way I can describe it is basically I want a custom, how to create custom Tailwind CSS theme overwrite with Tailwind v4. Has anyone written anything about this? Multi-theme strategy. Simon has. Of course Simon has. So you would say your primary color is this. And then the multi-theme strategy means you'd have a data theme. You can redefine this variable value in different theme scopes like so. Really? So I have to change the behavior. I can do some basic swap and, find and replace. So I'm not that worried about it. So in the theme, we're assigning it. And then on the layer-based data theme, so if we call this scary, I'm saying all these colors need to be different. Do I always have to assign it that way? Maybe I do. Wait, why can't I just use the primary class? Well, using the primary would directly retrieve the actual hex value defined in the theme block. If you want to use normal utility classes directly, you can go an extra step. Yes, this is what I wanted. You can define another CSS variable which will be consumed by the theme variable. Yes, this is what we're going for. And we only need to do this sort of thing on the default and the subtle and the black and white values. Let's do it. Thank you, Simon. Simon's great, by the way. If you don't know his content, Simon is a beast. I am a big fan of Simon. So he's done a ton of stuff with, are we going to get a loud video? No, we aren't. So go check out Simon. He is an amazing Tailwind guy. He's friends with Kent, who was on the React Remix team first, and now he's doing a whole bunch of epic web stuff on his own. But yeah, Simon has some great, I think he even has a course on all this, which would be fun to see. But this is the path I need to take. So let's go ahead and take it. We need to pass a theme variable and then override what we want. So basically all these values are going to be moved. And where do you assign it first? You assign base and then root. So base and then root. Base root. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So this is not going to be our actual base. We need the data theme. So data theme ocean. Data theme scary. This is going to be dope. I can't wait. I think I'm going to actually offer like custom, like solarized Tokyo night. I'm thinking of playing around with that idea of like the developer. If you're a dev like me, you can like, oh, I want to pick a color scheme, and that should just work given this situation. Let's go back to dark mode. All right. So here we are. Basically, we're going to say that the foreground, background, so the way that this is going to work is foreground and background. These are the hardest ones to do. Let's start with these. So we're going to have color default and subtle. Capuchin, gotta have capuchin. That's like the one requirement, right? That'll be the default. So all of these colors aren't going to go away. Hold on. It becomes the theme. So I might be able to do all this with natural language. Let's see how we can get. All right. So basically, I don't use a lot of -200, -500, all that much. So instead of any of these colors, we're going to assign all of them like this. So this whole thing, all of these values are put here. And all of these, we're going to just do a quick color becomes theme color. Okay. So that's step one. And then instead of, let's see how well Copilot can do this. All right. So we're going to basically said, change all the values to use the var, the CSS var of the variable name like this. Color warning 800 becomes let's see if it knows what that means first. I might be able to do it in the like the first couple of lines. I think I need to replace it first. Swap use color theme color black. See, it already knows theme color white. theme color foreground, theme color background, theme color. See, it already knows. So what do I say? Swap out for theme color matching var. Let's see how well it knows. How much time would this save me? We don't want to actually change the original value. We want to change the second value. I think that's it. So what should have happened is the site should be the same. And it is. Yeah, it totally is. All right. And then this data theme scary becomes one of those things that you don't need to do this. You actually will go to the layout and you'll go to this guy and you'll say data theme scary, and it will automatically become scary. Now the colors won't work fully because we have to, the next step is basically reverse all the colors. So 900 is 50 and 50 is 900, going through all the colors, then change white to black and black to white, that kind of thing. I don't think I should set the values directly. This is where it becomes a headache. So if I was to say I wanted to come up with a variation of this and change one of the colors, I have to change it in both of the theming, which is probably correct. 500 becomes 100. I think these go away. I think I don't need to assign them in the variables. So I think what I want to do is I want to keep something like 500, 100 here. Is it always 500, 100? Pretty much every time, right? I think we're going to do that. And I think that these values are always going to be 500 and 100. So subtle, subtle, like that. I think that's fine. Because again, I don't want to go out of my way to have to do this work too many times. $500, $100. Right? I think so. 500, 100. So what should happen is when I look at posts, like let's go to the post card. The color chosen should always be this theme color. And the theme color is assigned on the collection. Let's go to a certain collection like dot files. So this should now be indigo, right, posts. So if this is indigo 50, indigo probably doesn't exist in global. Doesn't. All right. So now it becomes the thing where I get to decide how much trouble I want to go through to override these values. So like indigo comes from Tailwind, and let's just go grab the colors and see what happens. So colors, indigo. So we're going to assign this. I actually probably will just rename this. Indigo becomes dot files. And now in our root definition, we have indigo which becomes, did I do this right? Oh, that was weird. How did that work? Color indigo dot files. And then we go down here and we're going to say dot files. And we're going to reverse the values and keep. So 950 becomes 50. So I don't have 950 yet in my color palettes. So let's start with this and just see what happens. Dot files. All right, so dot files. So now everywhere that we do text indigo, do I have to escape these? From indigo. Theme color. Okay, so theme color is what's going to have to be overwritten. BG. So indigo becomes dot files. And the theme color is going to definitely have to change. So what is this? We need the background color here to not be applied via a style property. What we need to do is extend postcard, which we can do. Postcard, theme color. So theme color changes so that we should be able to add this as a class and then dot files, this becomes bg.files 50, right? And these should have been swapped, and they are. So that's how it's going to work. Now, I don't love these colors, so I'm probably going to have to change some of this behavior so that I end up with the result I like. But when we switch to light mode, we actually haven't done that yet. We need to be able to do that. So this is all pretty meticulous. We can do this on stream. I don't mind continuing to do this on stream, but it will get a little bit hairy just having to go through each one of these. So I'm going to set up individual colors. And what was this whole container thing? I need to figure out where we've used it. Container, title, description. I think that gets used in places like the top of the page. Yeah. So there's a lot to be done here. What is this one? This one is gray. So instead of that, global, we're not doing that, right? We're doing neutral. Yes. Neutral. Primary, 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 primary. And then neutral. We are assigning neutral. Cool. So now I need to do a better job with my class names, and I need to search and replace every gray. Oh, that's why. All right, so we're going to do gray for, thanks. Super helpful. Ah, I need insert mode. Stupid. New gray for neutral. And we replace. And now some of this should be better. It is. This kind of stuff, however, is going to be predefined. How is this stuff defined? So color, prose headings. So that kind of stuff I'm also having to overwrite. It's a whole lot, but when we're done, it's going to be fun. Typography. Here we go. So these are a complete list of available elements. Nice. So if I went back up here, and I was to okay. Commas become semicolons. All right, so like the body is theme. What is this? Var text color neutral, color white, color black. Headings are, man, I can't type today. Let's make all of these pinks neutrals. And now we should be getting generally a much better looking thing. Better looking thing? Better looking thing? No, not quite. So this is called color TW Pros headings. Neutral 500. Color neutral 900. Now I can't read. 900. So this color 900 should be theme color primary 900. And theme primary 900 is this value, 14,1,240. And that's a totally different value. So are we set on the scary theme now? No, we are not. Oh, we haven't assigned a neutral yet. Have we? Neutral, 900, 240, right? Headings, no, this is a totally different value. Where's this coming from? It's coming from pros. So this isn't actually worked. This hasn't worked. What are we supposed to do? We are supposed to add it to the typography. Let's see. Anyone having issues? That will be a fun one to fix. And by fun, I mean I'm not entirely sure what's going to be required. But the pros, how like the typography plugin works, is it's expecting certain variables to be passed. So I'll have to play around with that, I guess. So I know I have to add 50. I know that this guy needs to be honored. But what should have happened in the post layout is that this guy also would be added. Yep. And then this heading, I believe in the general layout, we pass the value through as theme color. So the general layout passes through header theme color, and header theme color needs this value. So it's one of those things that like class name is if that do that. We're just going to call this. And it's not class name. Can you tell I'm a React developer? All right, so we're going to do class. There you go. So we're getting there. It's not perfect, but we're in the right area of focus here. This guy, paragraph text, let's start there. So we have this value. I don't know where that value comes from. In fact, it might just be something. Why didn't that copy? Come on. Prose body. All this came from prose. So we know that to overwrite the colors, so it's a utility layer. What am I actually doing on the post? Post layout. So prose is called, and then I have all these values that override. Let's leave all that as is. And then it's probably like I need to assign a theme. Adding custom color theme documentation. So if I'm extending, instead of extending theme, do I do like typography? I don't know if that even makes sense. Typography. Is that prose stuff still here? Why did that go away and then I not have it in my... Let's yank it. Typography. This is one that's made by Tailwind, so I'm surprised that they haven't explained themselves yet. Like that they haven't gone out of their way to make it clear how it works with the new version. Here, plugin typography. Changing the default. Maybe it's here. Maybe that's what they're saying. And that actually is clear, if that's how it works. Heading comes from prose. That's not it. So adding a note regarding the plugin works fine as is. You can still make use of Tailwind. Oh, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, fine. I should still be able to use it then. So they just haven't done it, is what they're saying. Let's go back to the example. So all this stuff, instead of that, we're going to override the existing values by using defaults. And this will be pink to neutral. Come on. Neutral. That's what they're saying. So do I need to kill this and restart it? TW Pros body, default CSS. Do I have to default CSS color? I'm not understanding this. How did this one work? Typography. When you give it a theme, then you give it a CSS. Typography. And then you call it like pink. So we can call this scary. CSS, you pass the values in as strings. Color neutral. The invert is here. So now we do layout pros scary. So that's light mode, right? So no, because we have the value should have been overwritten. So at the very least, I would assume that I would see this pros heading, layer utility, still coming from pros. So there's something that I'm not doing right. CJS is what I was using before. Do I need to try CJS? Yep, I'm gonna have to play around with this. So we're bringing back, do I have to bring back the Tailwind config plugin? If you need the class name to be other than pros, you do that when registering the plugin. If you want to customize the CSS, you do that. Like all theme customizations, you can use variables. Customization should be applied to a specific modifier like default or XL. Must be added under the CSS property. Headings, slate. So you name it then you give it a CSS thing, and then you assign the variables. That is correct. That is what I've done. So these are individually assigned. So you'd want to do it the way that they've described it here. Extend typography, scary CSS. Right? That's what they've said. CSS. It's called scary. Let's just do this just to make sure I'm doing it right. Neutral. Let's do dot files. So if we use dot files, we'd expect this to look quite a bit different, and it does not. Yeah, I mean, it's like not legible. Is scary even being applied? Prose scary. I don't think it is. Prose. Do you not include the theme with it? Do you like remove this guy? I don't think so. Do you really? No, that gets rid of the styling. So this isn't working. Do I have to include the plugin? Well, let's see if a different one works. Stone should look different. Yeah, it does look different. So pro scary, it doesn't care. Why doesn't it care? Typography, scary, CSS. Maybe we restart the server again. But if we're doing this, my question is, if we're doing this, but the new style is importing the plugin this way, how does it know to assign the values to the plugin using the new Astro config format? We're passing this guy here plugins, Vite plugins. How would that guy know? I think that's what throws me off. Like, how would it know to render that value? That doesn't even make sense. Like, it's not I'm not following the logic of how that would play out successfully. So is someone going to do anything about it? Short exchange on Twitter. Yep, go for it. All right, so what did they say? Not yet working with H4 as is, but you need to use the JS config if you want to customize it. Hopefully you do that in the future. So Victor However, Tailwind docs describe legacy only. Hmm. Utility pros. Does this work? Bro, does something like this work? Utility pros isn't working for me. Instead, I had to put it in the theme file. Let's just see if this is going to work. So what was it? It was utility pros. Utility pros. Fingers crossed. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. That might have done it. So now, is this my H2 computed value of color is pros heading, which comes from pros, which is assigned to the value. Hell yeah. Cool. So digging around in the internet gives me an answer, huh? Tailwind needs to go. So I think that's it. All right, so let's change this then. The links need to be warning, right? Warning 900. Warning 500. There you go. So that totally works. So what I would do is I would do like color primary 500. Cool. What is this guy? Sign up for new posts. We're doing a radial gradient. Probably not a good idea. With the stop and start color, what's actually causing the white? Text white. So text white swaps itself correctly. Oh, this is inverted. Neutral 900. Yeah, this is right. All right. And then this guy is manually assigned. So this is like the RSS part. So my brain hurts when I think about some of this. It's like the dark and subtle colors, color, RSS. Is it like dark and light? Right? Dark and light. And so then here, becomes like this. light. RSS light. And then in my opposite color theme, it becomes light and dark, right? Yeah, there you go. And it worked. So that's totally right. And part of me thinks dark and light, dark and light. The background needs to be light. And the text needs to be dark. Are we inverting this section? Interesting. So this is our scary theme, right? I think we'll just keep this as is. Oh, we need to make sure that gets assigned correctly. So now it does not like that color. All right, so why is the color bad? Theme color, ours is dark. Theme color, ours is light. And then this should be color RSS dark, color RSS black. All right, well, something's not quite right. Color RSS dark becomes BG RSS light, text RSS dark. Yeah, that's right. So neither of these are working. Is it falling back? What is it falling back to? Oh, GH. Why did it do that? There we go. That was weird. So I don't think I would ship this. I don't think it would be good enough for me to ship. Huge work in progress. I got to update all the categories. So like conversations, right? This thing becomes text yellow 500, something like that. Oh, BG yellow 500, right? And so then we start playing around with it and we start getting our colors to be more specific to the theme. And look, dot files worked. And then this is all yellow. So the yellow needs to be swapped out for an actual theme color. And so we'll work our way through it. We probably won't do it on a live stream because I'm finding it boring to do this on a live stream. I think there's more interesting things to be doing. And so I would work out my color palettes. What else do I actually need to do? I have individual places where I have certain colors defined that need to be overwritten. Most of them, I'm just assigning two colors and inverting them. Not too hard. I'm going to have a lot more fun with the capuchin twilight dark kind of joke, fun way of doing it. However, what hasn't been figured out fully is how do I get that script to work? I think once I get the script to work, I'm going to be feeling pretty good about this couple-hour live stream. So it's in the layout. And instead of doing this, I don't even care about this. If is dark, then we add data theme element with dark value. So we're going to set that attribute. Wait, hold on. Do I need to worry about an observer? Observe the element, looking for the attribute of class. No, I don't really care about that. But when the I can use the user preferences for now. This is like the starting point. And then in the near future, I could add an override or a toggle as like an extra step. But if you set dark mode and you've never been to my website before, I just want dark mode to work, right? And I generally use prefer color scheme for my workflow. Every app that I use, my terminal emulator, my Vim color scheme, my GitHub, and all of the Discord and all. I don't know if Discord has a light mode, but all the people that allow system adopted preferred color schemes, I personally, that's my workflow. So if it's my website, then I'm going to start with my workflow. What's the support for like Dart? Let's see. Can I use, right? IE 11, but Edge is good from 123 up. Firefox is looking pretty good. Chrome is definitely pretty good. How do you use that one? Light dark. I've never used it. A function. Oh, clever. But I want to do theming. I don't want just two values. But I get what you're saying here. You just assign two values and it just works. Pretty cool. This one could be fun, but we want to go beyond that in the future. I want to add other kinds of themes. So I think in general, I'll be mindful of this. That's cool though. I've never seen this. Even my themes could have light dark mode. So even my additional theming could be put on top with this. I see what you mean. So I don't actually know how this piece works. So color scheme is a CSS property. That's cool. Yeah. Very interesting. And color scheme is always global. So is this always honored by root? This gets assigned to root. So that goes there. what I would do for now is just not care about this. And all of these values would become dark light. Interesting. It would simplify a bit of what I have to do, right? So this becomes, instead of color black being like this, it would be light black. But now you're sort of nesting variables. Well, let's just see if it works, right? Comma separated, white, light black, dark light, light black, dark light. So let's white, light black, white, black. All right, so we'll start with just black and white. Huh? Theme block only contains custom properties or keyframes. Oh boy. So this is one that you have to put in root. And if we switch to light mode, white didn't become black and black didn't become white. I don't think I want to throw in a whole new variable here because I don't actually know what that does or how it fully works. That's just my first instinct here. Maybe I put it down here in root, base, root. And maybe this guy goes down here. But if I'm in dark mode and I switch to light mode, I would have expected some of this to swap. Is it built in? Like the CSS just goes, hey, you asked for this, and so I'm going to change light dark to the thing that you asked for. I'm guessing that's how it works. We're going to go back to dark. In concept, I like the idea of what it does. Oh, did I say light black? Do I have to do light dark? It just gives me the opportunity to do it. All right. I think we're going to just stick to, keep it simple. Can I do these inline? I can't. All right. So here's all the colors. Here's how they get assigned. Here's the prose colors being overwritten. We're in dark mode. If I then want this color theme to do it, the color theme way is this data theme. So what I need to figure out, hey, look at that, it changed, is in the elements on the document, data theme is called dark. So data theme dark needs to be assigned via this. Apparently, you assign this up at the top. No, but this isn't going to work. This isn't what I want. Is it? So data theme dark. And then in my global, I'm overriding this guy to be dark. Hey, the real question now is this data theme dark. We're in flashbang, watch out, we're in light mode. So if I look at the script layout, what is it? The root layout? If is dark, dark. Then this data theme needs to be overwritten. Data theme dark. All right, so media, prefer color scheme dark. How to use JavaScript to determine if dark mode or light mode is preferred by the user. It's the same code, isn't it? Almost the same code. Let's use my refactor. All right, so I just pulled this out. So we want to refactor. I want to get better at using refactor. Space RE. All right, so RE. Oh, interesting. It doesn't seem to care. Prefers. I don't actually know what this thing outputs. Media. Prefer. How do I determine the user's system color is dark or light in the browser? I know what this is. I need like this kind of thing, don't I? Console log, switch to light mode, switch to dark mode, right? And then if I switch, see, I'm not getting anything. And I would have expected to have gotten something from the watch event. So this prefers color scheme. Why would the not be changing when I swap the node on Mac OS? So, I mean, I'm fine with trying another browser. Oh, why didn't it copy this tab? What's happening? Copy localhost 8000. Weird. It works. So I was running around doing it wrong. Got it. So I do need, I know what it is. So typically with live stream, and this is a whole edit theme color, we want to have arc in this specific space do a better job. So that's step one. So now it's going to assume it's right. Does my console log change? Switched to dark mode. All right. So when we switched to dark mode, we need to set the attribute to dark. And then here we need to switch to light. So that's one way of doing it. So that's just a line of JavaScript. Awesome. And the question now is, do I need to set this so if I'm in light mode and I refresh, I'm in light mode. If I'm in dark mode and I refresh, I'm in light mode. So we do need to get the theme preferences. Yeah. That's how it's going to work. You have to do it once. I don't need this. I just need an is dark return matches. Is it just matches? Yeah. This is totally too much. So we're going to get the theme preferences by just doing a quick is dark match. And then when we change it, we toggle the value. So this also just condense this to one line where matches puts the attribute value. All right, less code. Does it even matter if I do this? Maybe we'll keep it the same. I do like is dark equals this. All right, less code is better. All right, so we have dark mode, we swap, we get light mode, we refresh, we have dark mode again. So that's wrong. What's happening? Why are we in light mode and assigning the dark theme? Dark, light. So now what it's saying is Come on. Oh, this has to be ran. Dumb. Dark, light, refresh, go back to dark, refresh, dark. Awesome. All right. When you refactor, you gotta do it right. All right. So is dark. Technically, we just need this to be that. That's why. Doesn't need to be an anonymous function. All right, so light, refresh, still light, switch back to dark, refresh, still dark. Okay, that's it. So this is a ton of work. We could just stage it all. And we can say feature, work in progress, update, work with Tailwind v4, and we like added prose, colors, added theming, added new category class names, and then we add support for dark to dark light mode using OS system preferences. Hey, I kind of like it. I think I might keep it in. I might just have it commit and do the confetti every time. So there's a ton to do. All right. So what's left to do? What's left to do is we want to woohoo. We want to create theming. As of right now, I just need to look into these colors and make sure that they're good. I need to. Oh, that's not good. Was that a caching thing? Navigation doesn't work. Why would navigation be different? All right, we got to fix navigation. Yeah, so navigating. It must be part of theme preferences, local storage. Maybe we do. We don't want class list. What would this be doing? Verifying. Does it always assign it? It does always assign it. So local storage is our way of ensuring the user gets the right thing on when the page changes. And then in here, class start variants. So we would use this guy instead. All right, let's try that. So what should happen is we go to the page and it's in dark mode. Console class. document element class list, remove or add dark. Now it's not running. Script is in line. We're in dark mode, so there should be a dark class added to the HTML. If is dark, document element class list, add dark. Adding an observer. If it contains dark, we assign get theme preferences. False. But we are in dark mode. So what would be causing that? Window match media. I don't want that. So this isn't running? Oh, because local storage is behind. Get item theme. What is this? If local storage isn't undefined and there is an item, we return the name of the thing, right? This looks like bad code. Am I just like not reading this right? Local storage get item. So it'll be one of those like, this would return dark if we assign it as dark. But if I physically assign it as, let's just get rid of it. We should have set item. If local storage is not undefined and we have our observer, is dark, mute. Is dark preferences equals true, then our element should have assigned the class of dark. So that's the part that's technically correct, but not working. They said here, oh, see, this is the part that throws me off. So not where dark, we're observing the data attribute. Class list. Observer, document element attribute, true attribute filter class. So to my knowledge, it is, maybe you're right. So it's going to be dark, and then it shouldn't be there when we switch to black. All right, but this is one of those things that I don't think I don't think this is the variant. The class isn't working. Custom variant dark, where dark. That's right. That's what I would expect should work. DARK, where dark. So this line of code is supposed to set it up correctly, and it's not. So part of me just thinks that I want to go back to the middle ground here And instead of doing this, that we borrow from this a little bit. It doesn't say it needs to be inside root, not according to the docs. It's right below import. And previously, our variant is up here the same way. Because of the pseudo selector? No, I don't think so. Because it's the same here. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the class name. I'm going to combine these. Where it matches is dark. It's like, hey, you can't use this dark twice. Yeah, I get it. So now what we have to do so we're going to say this is the theme. If the event matches dark, it's light, and then if not, it's dark. So this becomes theme. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a programmer, right? I don't need to use all the boilerplate. We're going to local storage set item to theme. If I guess if no local storage, can we return early? Isn't that good enough? And then this is dark stuff. Basically, we're going to check I'm curious how much of this I can reuse. I might as well get it to work first. So is dark is going to become a function again. Because we're going to add logic here. Some sort of get theme, right? Get theme. So we call get theme, and it's assigned by looking for local storage. If it exists and it gets the item, then it returns it. If local storage is that, yeah, fine. Fine is not undefined. I guess this is fine. We're going to be consistent. I'm going to probably not repeat myself so much. Theme. Oh, I see. We kind of do need this, don't we? All right, so that's that. That's on page load. Let's get our fingers crossed. We should be in dark mode, but we're not. We get the item. Is the theme Application, there's no value. So what's going on there? If it matches, we return dark, otherwise we return light, right? So we return dark. And if we get to this step, don't we want to set it? The first time? Because what's going to happen is I'm going to go to posts and it's not going to read it. Because something about the view transition API or something is telling the system we're in light mode when we're not, or it's failing to recognize. Did my application set light theme? It set light theme, but it wasn't supposed to. So console log theme is my logic sound. Theme light sets to light. So theme black goes to black. Refresh the page, it works. Change the page. And the view transition, something about the view transition is forcing it to become white. If I go back to application, we can see theme is turned back to white. So console log theme, if I switch pages, would this run again? Theme is light. Theme is light again. Theme is dark again. Change page. It treats it as light, but the theme is still dark. So something about the rendering of the HTML. Can I do this on the body? Do I need to do this somewhere else? Why would that happen? If I do a hard refresh, it works. It keeps it as white once it's doing that bug. So I think we might want to Astro investigate if anyone has a different suggestion. So now this is like an Astro thing. Is it going to be how to persist client component state? Maybe. Problem with page load script re-execution. Transition resets HTML element. It sure does, but this is closed. Replacing the attribute would you expect? Oh man, really? Adding an event lister to Astro? Sadly, this doesn't solve the problem. The chain seems to be fetch new page, crossfade, and dispatch load, meaning that the non-dark version of the page is still visible until the transition is completed. Please don't remove that. Hmm. So Astro page load is the event listener that we need to add. And we need to basically do get theme again. I love that. Biome doesn't quite know how to do this yet. Is that going to be enough? So we're in dark mode and we switch to light mode and then we switch back to dark mode and then we go to a new page and it makes it light mode again. Why does it make it light mode again? Light mode, light mode, light mode, light mode. We could disable this. We're in dark mode. We're in light mode. Maybe I don't need local storage. Maybe I just need okay, it seems to be better. So we're not going to do local storage at all. No local storage. We get the theme by matching. Cool. I have to client load it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Maybe. But it was like a problem with when we changed page. Oh, there is a flash, wasn't there? Oh, shoot. That is ugly. So we need to continue to look at this. Can I apply the color theme? Let's see. Oh, I need to not have this twice. All right, so we're doing it once. Let's make sure that wasn't the problem. So if we change pages, we get the flash. We see the flash. It has to do with the page hasn't yet loaded fully, and so it's freaking out and giving me something else. Place this tag in your head or just before the closed body tag. And we want to async defer it. And this is a page load. This script will be treated as if the directive becomes this attribute. All right. Well, I mean, it's a view transition problem. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. Wait, where does he say? or just close of your body. All right, just before the close of your body. Sometimes this stuff matters where you put it. Sometimes. I don't know if deferring it's going to make it any better. Oh, don't want that. Separate. Put that at the top. All right. Yeah, so it's still flashing. So it has to do with like this is a view transition. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Not all my colors are working great, but that does seem better. Uses. Click on a use. Click on a use. All right, cool. Now, let's go to settings and let's do reduced motion. Where is it? Why does it not show up when you click on it? It's dumb. All right, reduce motion off. Cool. Seems to be all right. Ah, see the flashing? That sucks. That sucks too. It's like kind of only doing it sometimes. What the heck is this? What is this? Why would it be inconsistently doing it? That didn't seem like it was doing it. If I like squint my eyes, can I tell what's that? Yeah, see, it's working fine there. Oh, is this the YouTube? If I do this one? Well, I mean, it doesn't seem to be a problem there. If you go between these pages, it seems to be fine. This is the root layout. Post layout wrapped by this layout. Fine. That was a flash. That wasn't. That wasn't. So let's start with this. All right. So we have the postcard, the background of this element when we see the image. Background black. That's right. So it's not background black to be converted. Maybe we do convert it to white. No, I don't know. It flashes. That looks awful. Now, I could imagine that's the defer. It's my guess. Is that it's this defer thing. You don't want to run it last, but it's still bad. I don't like this chat. I don't like this at all. You need like this is always going to be static for the I mean, I haven't made any choices to move my site away from being static. So since it's static, you can do things like hydrate this value on the server, right? If we were doing server-side rendering, but we're not. So what are they saying? Let's continue this. I might do it, chat. I might just decide my site needs to be in dark mode and just always do dark mode. But this is an interesting problem to solve. So I don't want to give up immediately, but it is a pain. So this guy's saying However, using view transition, the HTML class is reset to the original state, and the script is not rerun. The page background, yep. This is what we were looking at earlier. They talked a bunch. Before load, maybe we can have, that would work if the script is also on the old page, but if the new page, it won't because the script hasn't run yet. Yeah, I know. So before load, before load. Is there a once attribute on this? Event listener once? I don't know. And it still flashes before load. I crashed it. Or I completely broke it. There we go. So I need this one in order to keep my properties. And then if I reload the page, it does seem to not be flashing. So what happens if I just like go to this for the first time? 8,000. No, it's not 8,000. It's 8,888. It kind of flashed. Not great. It didn't flash there. So is it a browser specific problem? And then I go here and I go here. It flashed. Go here. Didn't flash. Didn't flash. Didn't flash. Didn't flash. Part of me wonders if it's related to like the iframe. I'm not even loading the iframe. It shouldn't be that. But that's awful. It looks so bad. Don't you guys agree? It looks awful. What is happening? It's like this thing is causing it to just the animation to be just really bad. So we're going to lose light mode or we're going to lose dark mode, right? Yeah. So we're trying to set an attribute by calling a value. Is this where like local storage would prevent the jitteriness because it would perform faster than looking up a window object? I don't think I'm convinced it would. But it's been 3 hours of streaming and I'm having a good time, but I think I'm about done. Yeah, Andrew, good question. So as of right now, we are doing it via an Astro component. Because that's what Astro told me to do. Like they specifically give that instruction now. So if we go to Tailwind, they're going to say, hey, do all of these things. And then Recipe pros. No, that's not it. This isn't an upgrade guide. I want type Tailwind CSS. That's actually a smart idea. But that's not what I'm looking for. Tailwind. Why can't I find it? I don't want the how-to recipe. I want styles. Ugh, here we go. So they specifically want me to import. That's the instructions. I get what you're saying. We could like attach it to the head, but to my knowledge, Vite requires you to have it in the files that are being compiled. So this import is what triggers the build. It's what requires the global file to be generated through the Vite plugin and comes out the other end. So I think if I was to remove this and put it in this header, like as a value, I wouldn't actually be getting anything out to my knowledge. So I need to include it. All right, so that's that. I think this is a pretty nasty problem. It looks so bad. I know the view transition API changed recently. So didn't they tell me this got renamed client router? Is that one of the problems I'm having? What does this say? Let's see if that acts any different. We still get the flashing on page load. If we go to a certain post, we lose that. We lose that because did I get rid of the code? So our page event posts. Is my, does that break or does the new, oh, I see. View transition API. There you go. Let's keep the page load. So the flashing of the image is just because it's attempting to load a new file. And I was trying to optimize this post layout. So on the postcard, we have this specific width and height. And then on the post layout, we have a different image that's a different size. I think I'll just do that. So this is okay. I don't love the image flashing, but that is the problem. Like, we see the whole thing turn white sometimes. So there's like multiple options. Oh, this before doesn't seem to work at all. So it just straight up is not probably going to work. Provide an equivalent for content load when using view transitions that trigger on every navigation. If you're not using view transitions, and instead rely on DOM content loaded. So is this Astro describing? Hmm. This isn't seeming very clear. Handling document attributes. Substitute document with doc. So my swap would be assigned as a custom. So what is he saying? Before swap, set dark mode. So this is before swap. They're saying before swap is when they would call this. Is it take too long? Event new document, event new document. What is this? How does this work? Set dark document, document, document. All right. So is that going to fix my problem? So we're in dark mode. And I choose a new page. Seems better. I don't know if it's every single time is going to work perfectly. Oh, see, this one doesn't work at all. I'm wondering why some of these are like mismatched or something. I still get flashing sometimes. And I'm clicking on this and it's not going anywhere. Chrome is moving toward a new experience here. Let's try a different browser. It's worse. So I don't want to use these features together. Sometimes it works. This one has a video attached to it. Can I defer the iframe? Is it like a post layout iframe? Right? Is there like loading lazy? Could it be like related to that? So I actually changed video to the videos page and it isn't rendering. In fact, the history is getting all screwed up and it's not going anywhere that I'd expect in the way that I'd expect. So really, there's something bigger going on here that is sort of beyond my understanding. Videos. Carlos Becker. Yeah, I've already thought about that, Andrew. It could be, it definitely could be that some of these problems go away in production. The question is it better? Like how much better is it? So we can do that. We can do what is it? We can do like pm build. And then I think it's start. No, it's not start. Is it start? Preview maybe. So this, I believe, is going to be a different version. And it still flashes. Still flashes. Doesn't flash on everyone every time. But it is jittery enough that it's just a pain. So the other option is the postcard. We don't prefetch. We don't include a transition. Right. So we need to, if we don't include a transition and none is met, then does the system load in a more traditional way? I'd have to get rid of it completely. But I personally like the feature. It's sort of a bummer to say, well, we're going to drop the feature because view transitions are screwy and they don't know what they're doing and it's just going to mess everything up. So I'm going to think long and hard about this. It's my guess that I will go full dark mode and just hope for the best in the near future, revisit it in a future live stream or maybe on my own. You know, if I have some free time, maybe I'll just do that. But that's super disappointing. I don't know why it's so buggy. I partly get it. Like I do partly get it. I don't think the feature's ever been perfect in the ways that I've used it. So, yeah. Yeah, Mark, I've been going. I got stuck on this view transition stuff for a while. It seems like it really doesn't like using that feature with the HTML data attribute. I could attempt to put it on the body or something, or on the parent layout, or there's like other places that I probably could put it to see if it's like a head, HTML tag problem. So I'm sure that there's some other layers to this where layout, this calls, I kind of want to cheat here. Data theme. I just want to see what happens. Yeah. And if you're in light mode, flashbang, you get the flash. Yeah. And if I get rid of this, yeah, Andrew, I mean, I'm ahead of you, bro. I'm running circles around you. I already did that. So I don't know why, if loading lazy is enough, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just messing with you, man. So like it's the iframe's fault. No, it's not the iframe's fault because it's still working fine. It's still showing the problem. Although, wait, did I get rid of this? Before swap, before load. There's like a bunch of props, right? This is setting the attribute. But in the example we were looking at here in the documentation, they were assigning, no, they were assigning it like that. Event.new document. What is new document? Maybe I've misunderstood this part. You can set the dark mode on the new document. So I've been doing this wrong. Let's do it the right way. All right. So I'm going to do all the steps right. We're going to go to the layout and we're going to remove this. What they're saying is the actual document element can be assigned on the inline script on the before swap. So on the before swap, you're not setting a new attribute on the existing document. You are actually providing a different event document. Fine, let's do it that way. So we set the dark mode with a document. We could look at local storage, I guess. Temporarily, let's see if this is better or worse. We're basically window matching that. And then the data set theme. I don't know if that's the same thing as what we're doing. Equals the theme. And then when you set dark mode with the new document. Very interesting strategy. I understand now. We've been reading too many pages. They're claiming that you can do this. Let's see if that improves any of the behavior. What is this? Localhost? All right, localhost is fine. Do I need to restart it? Yes, I do. Yeah, it got mad at us. All right, so here we go. Posts. Oh, now it doesn't want to do it. I'm not seeing the view transition API work. So now the feature doesn't work. What we're doing, oh no, it crashed again? Where am I? Oh, there we go. When I replace the document, it's actually causing the whole frickin' thing to blow up. Script is in line. Events. All right, let's not do this. Before swap. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're doing too many things. We do need to do that. So the feature seems to be better. Did I get rid of the postcard thing? I probably did. Postcard. Let's get back to that. And the iframe also could probably come back. Post layout. Is it this whole thing? All right, fine. Let's go ahead and get that back. All right, so now we get that back and it's better. Okay. Okay, so the event provides me with a document, and in the document event, I'm allowed to pass an improved version of the document so that before it swaps, it can handle that. Is it going to flash on some pages? Because I have some pages that flash. So that one likes to flash. I honestly can't figure out why some of these pages just straight up don't load. When I click on this, it doesn't work. When I click on this, it flashes. It's so inconsistent. It's like wildly inconsistent. So as a developer, I'm pretty like picky. It's looking pretty good. It's working pretty well. Videos, posts, videos, posts, videos. These work fine. So it must have something to do with, oh, and this page, yeah, see, it doesn't actually, some of these the elements don't transition. Like this guy straight up won't go to that page. AI in NeoVim Conf 2024. So it's a bad page. Why is my page bad? I wonder if my GH repo stuff has anything to do with it. So it's my guess that GH repo is client-side thing that generates a Prisma client, fetches data, gets data from the repository, adds things to caching, and then updates my local storage. So this local storage value gets changed. It's my guess that there's something going on with this that's causing the system to go, no, you can't do that. I don't want to do that. Because now we're not getting flashing. And it's working. So when we build this out, it's probably going to work. So now let's go. I need to not do that right now. Fix view transition API. It won't look good. I don't need to merge this yet, but upgrading. Netlify will deploy a deploy preview URL, so I can send this to all of you. I'm guessing Andrew and maybe Mark is still around. It looks like most of the people have left, and that's all right. I'm going to probably call it a day after looking at this. But look at that. Lots of files changed. Why so many? Let's give it a follow. I'll probably set up caching on the site too more properly because the Astro 5 has some pretty cool caching mechanisms for content. And I want to work on some prefetching of images so that I can try to give the user a better experience when they click on something. The image is already loaded. I've messed with it before, but I didn't find a lot of success. Yeah, I upgraded this week, Andrew. I upgraded like Monday or Tuesday. And it was easier than this. The upgrade from Tailwind 3 to 4 is much harder than upgrading from Astro 4 to 5. The main thing is the content API layer has changed. So you have to like basically drop how some of the render methods work and where you point your content. So if you're using a lot of markdown, that kind of thing, you have to you basically just have to swap some things out, some imports and some paths and stuff. So it was not much of a headache, but let's see how this goes. We probably need these images need. Look at how bad these images are. I have really good internet speed, and yet these images are slow. Yep, that was a flash. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't great. It's not bad. It's not, I'm not like super upset. You know, it's like not the end of the world. It definitely works. Is it a little buggy? Sure. Do you think people will be wowed by the vape view transition over, oh my gosh, I think I got a flashbang? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. Because remember, if you're in light mode, this won't happen because that's kind of the default. Okay. I mean, I don't hate this. This isn't the worst thing I've ever seen. So, so I will have to finish updating all these colors because I won't ship this as it is. Yeah, see, even stuff like this isn't updated yet. Hmm. Interesting. Well, this has been super fun. Andrew, thanks for joining in at the end. It was nice that you were chatting with me some. If you want to join our Discord server, I'm not sure if you're there, but I have a Discord server. We talk about stuff all the time over there. You're welcome to join us. You can just click on this little button up here in my website, joshmedeski.com. Click on that Discord button. It'll send you in, and hope to talk to you more there. Whoever else is around, thanks for being part of the stream today. It was a very long one. Who knew that Tailwind and Astro upgrades would take almost 4 hours? And I'm not even done, so I got more work to do. But this was fun. This was interesting. Thanks for joining the stream, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.